Good morning, pilgrims. It is day 13, stage 12 of the Via de la Plata, and I just had breakfast at the same place where I had dinner last night. Last night it was a great call to go there because everybody, and I mean everybody, was there. It was a great atmosphere, and what time is it? It's 8 o'clock. My alarm is going off. Just had my first Napolitana of the trip with Café con Leche, sitting there with all the pilgrims talking about the Shikoku Henro, with the two Japanese pilgrims that were there, talking about the breakfast that we used to have there and all the rituals at the temples. You guys know what it's like. How was it at the municipal albergue with the full house? Well, you guys know already the sounds of the albergue in the middle of the night, but I have my earplugs. Everybody woke up this morning around 6:30. I think by 7 we were all out already. And today we have like a 25-kilometer day to Casar de Caceres, which is past Casares, a town that everybody told me I need to stay there. I take at least 2 days off. It's just full of history. But the issue is that there's a municipal albergue next to this lake, like 30 kilometers away, and it's close. Meaning that if you were to stay in that city, then the next day you had to do a 40 plus kilometer day, which is insane. So everybody's heading to the same place. Oh, by the way, this was the other place in town. They actually had hot food, but the atmosphere, the other place was better. So yeah, that's what it's like. Today I have a 25-kilometer day. The sun is already out. Here it is, hitting me, warming me up. It's like 40 degrees Fahrenheit right now, not Celsius. Hello, and good morning. Yes, you gonna have breakfast? No, no breakfast? All right. Man, you gotta love the morning dew. Do. Yes, I've been following the same four pilgrims now for the better part of an hour, slowly climbing, following this busy highway or road. Yes, that's how it's gonna be today until we get to Casares, and then from then on, I think we're back in the countryside, you might say. You know, I usually don't recommend bringing Gore-Tex shoes on the Caminos, but for this one, unless you want to have cold, wet feet the majority of the time, bring some Gore-Tex. So much mud and water, it's incredible. So I'm in the city center, and this place has a unique vibe. It feels so much like San Gimignano in the Via Francigena in Italy with the towers. I mean, incredible. The architecture and the climb was a good one. I had to take the steepest section just because I wanted to see the highlights. Look at all these towers. Now, is the church open? That is the question. What an incredible town. I wish I could stay longer, but I have to go. But of course, I had a second breakfast at a bar here in Plaza de España. What a great view, man. And then I came across to the Oficina de Turismos, or the tourist office, where I got my stamp because the church, not such luck. I wish I could stay longer, but I have to continue on to the next town, which is 11 point something kilometers away. Let's go. Well, that is Caceres for you guys. On the way into the city, there are plenty of yellow arrows. They kind of disappear when you're in the historic city center, of course. And then once you're leaving it, they start popping up again. Right now, I just crossed over this highway and I get to this split where I got, according to my GPS tracks, I got options. I can follow the road as most of the tracks that I have do. There's an option to climb that mountain to the top, get the view from up there and then come down. And then there's this one over here, which actually has all the yellow arrows pointing in that direction, including one saying to Santiago, which by looking at the GPS tracks or just the satellite picture, I can see that it trails the mountain around it and then reconnects on the other side. Because if you follow this way, you're gonna be following that road for a while. So this one kind of takes you out from the road through, not the mountain top, but around the mountain, and then reconnects further down the line. I'm pretty sure this is gonna add a few kilometers to today's day, but I think it will be worth it. It's super early and I have a private room waiting for me. So no rush. Say that climb was not hard. It was medium size, but just about half of what you will have to do if you go to the viewpoint over there. Now I'm on the way down. You can see the yellow arrows and we got a picture perfect view of the valley up ahead where we're gonna enter right now. I can see the road where I'm gonna reconnect with the Camino over there, and I can see the town where I'm staying today. I haven't seen any other pilgrims. I don't know where everybody went. But as soon as we made it into the town, everybody kind of split. There were two that were actually going to a famous caves about 5 kilometers away from the start of today's stage. But, you know, it was away from the Camino and I just wasn't feeling it. But I'm feeling this right now. Man, it's starting to warm up. I may actually have to take off my fleece jacket for the first time in a long time. On the road again, yes sir, following this road for the rest of the day. Now, from up there, from the mountains, I can see the clear blue skies ahead of me. What a difference compared to days past, right? And in the forecast, there's no rain for the foreseeable future. I mean, only for a week. That's as far out as it goes. And then I saw way out there in the distance some spotty clouds. And then I'm like, wait a second, those are no clouds. Those are mountains. There's snow peaks up there. Oh, and we're heading in that direction. Of course, we're not cutting through there. There's probably a pass nearby, much lower in elevation, so that we can finally enter Castilla y León. Yes, sir. It is warming up. I told you guys, this is gonna be a swinging up and down of temperatures, rain. We're gonna encounter everything except for the snow. I'm not ready for that yet. All right. Look at the plains, man. Let me go around. Come on, camera, follow, follow. There you go. Pretty cool, pretty cool. You know, at first I couldn't believe it. I had to take out the big camera and get a closer look. Still wasn't enough, so I took out the drone and I flew over to the other side of the road. And yes, my suspicions were confirmed. A dead cow. You don't get to see that often. It was probably sick. Took off my gear just so that I could take off my fleece jacket because it is 62 degrees Fahrenheit right now and it is warm. Yes, I've been using the umbrella, which is pretty cool, you know, to be able to have your own shade. And with the addition of this, when I have my face mask, who needs sunblock out here? Since I had breakfast and then brunch, lunch is gonna have to be a Nature Valley bar. And yeah, I can see two pilgrims closing in on me right now because of course I'm taking my sweet time. I'm past the 75% of the way for today, meaning I'm gonna get into town around 2:30, 3 tops. All right, let's enjoy lunch. A pilgrim's lunch or a hiker's lunch, you might say. Come here, come here. Don't leave me. There you go. Made it to the Albergue at 2:30 in the afternoon, and I couldn't resist but to have the menú del día for 12 euros. And then I was brought up here to my room, which is huge. I mean, that's my bed. But then again, we got another room on this side with 2 beds. So that's 3 for the price of 1. And it comes, of course, with his own bathroom. It is good to have a private room every now and then. Well, in my case, it's more now than then. But you know how it goes. I'm trying to, you know, keep my equipment safe and sound and also be able to spread out all the gear. I think also as I go through the journey, I'm going to start canceling some of the reservations and going for the municipal albergues. As I have already done, I think I have already canceled 2 reservations that I have, you know, time in advance. And all I have to do is go in ground sale, look at people's review. And if the municipal has great reviews and plenty of beds, then I'll stay there. For example, where I'm going, where was it? I think it's, I'm not even sure if it's this one. I think it's this town. The reviews are not great. They say that they have plumbing issues. And if you scroll down, they say that the sink has been clogged for like the last few years.
So, I'll mix and match. Let's take a shower, do laundry, probably have to hang it in the backyard right next to a huge pool. And there's plenty of sun for this afternoon and a little bit of wind. So many things have happened, I don't even know where to begin. My clothes, of course, did not get a chance to dry. So I'm gonna have wet clothes in my backpack tomorrow. I went to the church and surprisingly enough, it was open. So I managed to go in and get a couple of shots. They were getting it ready for a celebration or some kind. And then on my way back, I had to stop at the supermarket just to get enough supplies for tomorrow. Look at this, all that is food. Why? Because tomorrow the guy at the Albergue where I'm staying told me that nothing opens before like 10 in the morning or so. So that means that I have to get breakfast and lunch because tomorrow there's nothing along the way. So I got ham, cheese, bread, croissants, a protein shake, an apple, and a Red Bull. The Red Bull is for now. So I have enough to make myself a couple of sandwiches and breakfast, so I may have enough for the day after tomorrow. Who knows? Who knows how it goes? And right now I'm heading back to the Albergue. I've heard great things about the restaurant across the street, so maybe I'll go check it out. At the place where I'm staying, there are two other pilgrims. There's the German woman and an American. I haven't seen the American, so I don't know who that is. And that's it. When I was doing the check-in, and I paid, 35 euros for the room that I got. When the guy came to, for me to pay, and he realized that I was spending cash, I could see him in the machine removing the 1 night stay. That's how they avoid the taxes out here whenever you pay cash, I guess. And the town is just full of people, full of kids and parents, and they're all playing around. The playground is right across the street from where I'm staying. So you have this park over here, and then on the other side, there's a playground, and then there's a restaurant where I'm gonna be having a dinner tonight. And of course, I have to thank the trail angel of the day, and today is gonna be who could it be? Let's go with Leida Castellano, my friend from my old job. Thank you so much, Leida. Tomorrow we're gonna have an early rise because we got a long day ahead, and the only highlight of the day will be the dam. Nothing else, no support. That's how it goes. See you then.